الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف خلق الله محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. Alhamdulillah that we are back having our Friday night youth programs, and it has been a while for me. I'm very happy to see all of you, and inshallah we all had a fruitful, useful, beneficial holy month of Ramadan. The last couple of days we had a very important event, which was the demolishing of the holy shrines in Jannatul Baqi' under the cruel, evil hands of the Wahhabis. And of course, last year and the year before that and the year before that, we commemorated the tragic event of what we call Yawmul Gham, or the day of sorrow and sadness. Because the event passed, and of course there isn't something specific for these couple of days as well, I thought it would be a good idea for us to go into this topic of what we usually speak about to fill in the gaps between different events, and that is building life skills that we need to regularly develop and learn. As Muslims, we know that we have a very big responsibility in what it is that we represent in our lives. There are high expectations that we need to have for ourselves. We need to have high standards, because ultimately not only are we proud to be Muslims, but we are more proud to be the followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And therefore, when it comes to me and you and what it is that we represent as far as our values, as far as our principles, as far as our behavior, the most important thing for us to have is balance in life. And Islam teaches us this very important skill, that you shouldn't be on any level of extremism. You shouldn't be on neither sides of ifrat or tafriq. Sometimes you could be on this extreme, sometimes you could be on that extreme. Sometimes you are so irreligious, non-religious, you become anti-religious. Sometimes you are so religious, so supposedly religious, I should say, that you tend to neglect and overlook your other responsibilities. And we have examples of this on both sides of the spectrum. And that's why it's important for us to stay as religious people, not as, for example, zealots, or not as, for example, negligent people. Someone came to the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he said to the Holy Prophet, Ya Rasulullah, Hada, my husband, 24 sa'a, he's in the mosque, say, praying, fasting, praying, fasting. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam summoned that man and condemned him. He said, yeah, but what are you doing? Have balance in your life. Hada rah yogatara. Have balance in your life. Don't go all the way this side, don't go all the way that side. Yeah, be religious, pray, fast, do. Assalamualaikum Hajj. Be religious, pray, fast, do what is needed, but what about your family? What about your wife? What about your kids? Even the Quran says, وَلَا تَنْسَ نَصِيبَكَ مِنَ الدُّنْيَا. Don't forget your portion of life. Anyone who exceeds, goes beyond the boundaries of balance will not only be miserable, but will make those around them miserable as well. Stop shaking the camera, Ali, as well. So we We first day, mashallah. And everyone was asking you, was there any kharbata? They were asking, was there any kharbata in Africa? Watch the recordings. You'll never hear me say Mehdi, Jojo, Tuni, Sa'ai Tuni. By the way, where's Tuni? Because someone asked for his picture. They said, can you send us a picture of Tuni? He's grounded. What happened? What did he do? Suspended? I'll ask him later on. We don't want to afdah him in front of everyone. Yeah, they said Tuni and Jojo. Yeah. So, because that's how many times they hear their names, not in the good way, but. So balance is really, really important, and there are many examples for that. If you don't have balance, then you'll either be miserable in your life or you will make others around you miserable as well. Even when it comes to what we learn in ilm al-akhlaq, you need to have the midway, never this side, never that side. When you want to, for example, when you have money and you want to give, Quran says, لا تقبض يدك إلى عنقك. Don't tighten your fist and hold it close to your neck. ولا تبسطها كل البسط. And don't extend it all out. Yani if you've got money, you don't go off and empty your bank account and sell the clothes on your back to give to charity and then be worried about what you're going to survive with the next day. If you have, for example, $100 income, you need to keep some for your savings, you need to keep some for your expenditures, you need to keep some for surviving, you need to keep, and you can give some for sadaqah if you want to, $5 if you want to, $1 if you want to, maybe this month nothing, next month something. That's up to you. You deal with it in a wise way. And that's why Islam also teaches us very much about the skill of economizing and financializing ourselves as well. That's really important. Or how about something as simple as, so what does karam mean? Karam, generosity, doesn't mean this, nor does it mean that. If you're someone who is too stingy and greedy, of course you're not going to be kareem. If you're someone who is, just giving away without in any hikmah or wisdom, that's also not karam. Like shuja'ah, courage is the balance between being scared and also being reckless. Because this side is jubn, you being a jaban, being scared. The other extreme is being mutahawwir, being reckless. And the midway is shuja'ah, being brave, being courageous. And that's what we learn in our religion, Islam. Balance. La ifrat wa la tafriq. Neither of any of two extremes. Sometimes you might need more of something than something else. For example, in ilm, in talab al-ilm, there's no such thing as ifrat and tafriq in talab al-ilm. You can spend 10 hours, 12 hours, 14 hours, 15 hours in learning and studying. There's never going to be ifrat in that. But all day, every day, for the rest of your life, no. You need to give some time for your family. You need to give some time for rest. You need to give some time for leisure, entertainment, right? You balance it out. But balancing does not mean 50-50-50. No. It means giving a portion here, giving a portion there, giving some time here, giving some time there. It doesn't need to be equal portions, but you need to have balance. Sometimes something, having too much of it is bad, right? Too much leisure is bad. Too much entertainment is bad, even if it's, for example, going to be equal to your education. No, that's not going to work. So when we talk about balance, we're not talking about giving each one the exact same percentage. We're talking about giving each one what it is entitled to have, what it deserves, what it's worth. Nothing more, nothing less. Sometimes we have some of these mkhabil who, for example, they come back from school, the first thing that they do is turn on their Xbox, PlayStation, and iPad, right? For 4 hours, 5 hours until nighttime. Saturday as well, Sunday as well, holidays as well. شنو هذا? Or you might have someone who, for example, is a workaholic, which inshallah we're going to be speaking about. A workaholic, which means that صبح لليل, all he or she is worried and concerned about is their career, their work, their job, doesn't care about whatever happens around them, and they fall short. They are muqassir in what it is that they are doing at home for themselves. Or someone becomes so fixated on, for example, comfort and raha, too much sleeping. Some people have their comfort with eating, too much eating, and then they have ifrat or tafriq, in that they are either anorexic or they are either obese. Everyone reading this? That's why I got this, because it's useful. Questions to ask yourself. Where's our reporter? Yalla. Why is it? Yeah, that's right.
Why is it important to balance the different parts of your life?
Right.
What are my standards of success? They prevent me from achieving happiness and fulfillment. How do you make time for school, work, family, and friends? Are you always bored and not interested in anything? Are you just lazy?
So we do really have a problem with some people who really are like that. Nothing motivates them. They're always bored, they're always down, they're always depressed, they don't have a talent, they don't have a hobby, they don't like anything, they're always complaining, always nagging, I've got this, I've got that, I can't do this, I can't do that. But the bottom line is, for most of these people, is they are lazy and they don't want to go out of their comfort zone. They don't want to challenge themselves. They don't want to become adventurous for whatever reason. And that's really, really important. And that's why a lot of people cannot make that proper balance between work and life. That's why a lot of family issues happen as a result of this. A lot of disputes happen as a result of this. And therefore, you say that you're working all day, every day, for the sake of, for example, your wife and your kids, but you're nowhere to be seen after 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years. They've grown up. They've grown up, and you're still working for what? For my wife and kids, but it's gone. You've lost out on their childhood years. You've missed out on all of these things. Where were you taking them fishing and camping and this and that and this and that? Because you didn't have balance. Because you didn't want to create a nice atmosphere at home under the pretense that, oh, I'm working for you. If we're working for me, we don't want you to work that much. We want you to work at a minimum so you can spend time with the wife and with the kids, for example, or with the husband and with the kids, or with your siblings, or with your family members, whatever it may be. Which is exactly why if you don't learn the skill of time management, you'll always be late. You'll always be mkharbat. You'll always have excuses. One of the alamat min alamat al-munafiq idha wa'ada akhlaf. One of the signs of a hypocrite is if they make an appointment with you, they break that appointment. They say, we'll be there at this time. They come an hour later, half an hour later, 45 minutes later. And subhanallah, each time they're very, very creative with the excuse that they use. It's never, my dog ate my homework. No, there are other things that always happen as well. And nowadays they take pictures and they say, see, I'm stuck in traffic. Okay, you're stuck in traffic. You should have planned yourself in such a way where you don't get stuck in traffic. Sometimes it's beyond your control. Yes, that could happen once a year, once every 5 years, but there really are people who are always late, who always disrespect time, who always happen to find excuses that justify their postponing of an appointment that they have with you. And it all comes down to time management. And time management, if you don't learn it from a young age, you'll never learn it. If you pick up on the habit of justifying your delay, then you'll always be like that. One of the things that we learnt at Hawza is for you to be muwaffaq, for you to be successful in your Hawza life, your number one priority is honoring and respecting and revering your ustad, your teacher. One way of always respecting your teacher is never allow the teacher to be there before you. Always be in the classroom before the teacher. Always be in the classroom before the teacher. If the teacher says 8, you're there by 5 to 8. What can you do in those 5 minutes? You can sit down and read Quran. You can revise yesterday's dars. You can do this, you can do that. 1,000,001 things that you do. And it's become such a way where a person who is late is looked at in a negative way, that this person has no respect for the ustad, nor any respect for the rest of the tullab. This is, of course, a very important thing that we need to be aware of. Now, I'm sure everyone, inshallah, is reading, but what do you think about this statement? Do you agree with this statement, or you don't agree with this statement? Never do today what you can put off till tomorrow. Why do you disagree, Mr. Ali? Is that right? What do you think, Abdullah? What do you think, Abdullah? Next month, huh? That's how he is, huh? Is he like mkharbat with timing?
Well, he told me come outside. I'm outside. I'll go outside. I have to wait 20 minutes.
Yeah.
He lives here.
Yeah. He comes early. You come early. Anyway, so the point here is that unfortunately people tend to overlook the importance of time management, and this is, of course, again, something that our religion stresses on very, very much. And that's why you'll find two types of people around you. Someone who is organized, well planned, that person will always be muwaffaq and successful in their life. Someone who is mkharbat, alaykum salam Sayyidina, alaykum salam. Someone who is mkharbat, someone who is unorganized, chaotic, not only outside but also mentally as well. Yani in their brain, all of their wires are intertwined and going here and there. Not like this particular picture. Someone would say, Yalla ya mu'awwad, as long as it's tied. That's what someone would say. Here, they're perfectionist. this person, that person is going to get somewhere in life. This person will get nowhere. Right? And so being organized is a ski kill that a ski kill that a person, a key skill that a person needs to learn. I'm still jet lag, by the way, so that's why I'm making these kharbatas. What's wrong? What's wrong? Face the front. Wa alaikum salam. So, these are usually things that people would say, but of course it will be too late for that. Everlast. What does the first one say? Everlast. Yeah.
I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me.
All right, Mosimo.
I wish I had it like Silva.
All right. Heartcliff. All right, Nike.
I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends.
All right, Puma.
I wish that I had let myself be happier.
Ahsant. So sometimes people live in the shadows of others. They don't want to pursue what they love. They don't want to live their life. They always want to please others. And that's really bad, because you'll never be able to please others. As the Arabic saying goes, رضا الناس غاية لا تدرك. Making others happy, pleasing others is an objective that you can never achieve. It's a goal that you will never achieve, because someone's going to say something. You could make the nicest mendi, kebab, and someone will say, oh, the tomato was cut left instead of right. Or they'll say, why isn't there this? Or they'll say that, or they'll say this. Something has to be said. And someone who is negative will always be negative, even if you give them the most positive of things. Right? So, there are two ways, again, two types of people as far as management is concerned. And when we say management, one aspect is time management, but that also plays a major role. You know, we hear this a lot of times. Oh, I'm doing my HSC, I can't come to the masjid. What the hell? I've got my final years, my final exams, I can't come and attend a half an hour program. What? Yeah, and your priority is your studies at the cost of losing weeks of spiritual progress. It's your spiritual progress that will give you that boost that you need in your study. It's your irtibat, your relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that will make you successful in who it is that you are. Not postponing and delaying your religious progress. Those, for example, 3 months or 6 months that a person wants to go away from their normal religious routine, and they genuinely say they don't have time, akbar chadhab, biggest liar. They don't have time. You really don't have the time to go to drive down to the masjid for an hour, for half an hour, for 45 minutes. Where here in our society do you see someone studying maths for 4 years and not studying science and this and that and this and that? No. That's what we're talking about, balance. We're talking about balancing your life in such a way where it all works at once. if you don't learn the skill of balance from now, if you don't learn the skill of balance from now, you'll never learn it. Because you'll always have something to say. Oh, I can't go to Hajj now because I'm doing this project. Oh, it's Arba'in of Imam Hussein, I understand, but I've got this. You'll always come up with justifications and excuses all the time. Eid al-Fitr. I can confidently say that up to 70% of our community don't take Eid al-Fitr day off. But they will take a day off if it's a wedding. They will take a day off if it's traveling to Fiji. They will make 1,000,001 plans if it's something else. Eid al-Fitr, not so important. Eid al-Adha, certainly not so important. Ashra Muharram, not important. And what else is there? But subhanallah, they have a 2-week holiday that pops up that they're able to use. And I said to someone once, I said, you can write to human rights discrimination boards, anti-discrimination, human rights, Amnesty International, and complain to them that they don't allow you to take a 1-day non-pay leave. I said, oh no, I can have a 1 day long to pay. I see. Don't be a clouchy with your religion. Don't be deceptive with your religion. If you want to, you can, but you don't want to. But you don't want to. What's the worst case? You change your job? Change your job. It's better for you, better for your family members. We don't have balance. That's the point here. And so there's nothing that can be used as an excuse. All right? And I just said, if you remember, we're not talking about giving each one exact equal portion. No. Your education, your talab al-ilm always comes first. That should have the greater portion, but so should everything else as well. Sometimes some people say, I'm better when I work under pressure. What sense does that make? Yani, your level of anxiety and your stress makes you work better. What sense does that make? That's absurd. That makes no sense at all. That's why you get grey hairs very early. That's why this happens. That's why that happens. If you've got 6 weeks to write an assignment, why are you leaving it for the last day? No balance. That's the problem. Again, what did we say? There's always people who are nagging and complaining as well. And there are some people who never have time. Never have time. Oh, I'm doing this. Oh, I'm doing that. I'm busy. The younger, even if you're young, ask Hussein, bring me something. Oh, I'm busy. Doesn't matter how young or how old you are, you'll always be busy. But if you want to make time, you can make time. If you want to make time, you can make time. But this is a good characteristics. Increase productivity, reduce stress, improve your self-esteem, helps achieve balance in life. Okay? How to start, reporter?
Understand what balance is. Time management, value leisure, healthy food plus exercise.
Exercise. That's very important. Healthy food and exercise. L-E, is it O? Is it O? L-E-I, leisure. L-E-I? Yeah. Steps to Taki. This is also, again, here we're sharing some, ways of how you're able to do this. You're not just hachi, you're not just talk. You want to implement this. You want to practice this, don't you? So you want to learn what are these things that you are able to do in order for you to achieve them. What's wrong, Ali? Oh. That you want to do to achieve them. And that is you challenge yourself. Imam Ali alayhi salam says, إِذَا خِفْتَ شَيْئًا فَقَعْ فِيهِ. If you're scared of something, throw yourself into it. Go, do it, pursue it. Okay, you'll probably fail, you'll lose once, maybe twice, but then you'll get used to it. You'll become more skillful in that area, etc., etc. Build your strength, build your shakhsiyah. Some people, they have a weak shakhsiyah, not because they're shy. Some people, you think that they're weak in their shakhsiyah, in their personality, because they're shy, because they're, not, communicative. No, that doesn't mean that they have a weak shakhsiyah. They probably have a strong shakhsiyah, but they're shy. But some people know they genuinely have a weak personality, right? Low self-esteem, low self-worth, self-value, right? When you're strong, when you use your talents, when you are adventurous, that strengthens your self-esteem as well, and also being active as well. Do not procrastinate. What does procrastinate mean, Mr. Reporter?
To delay a task.
Thank you. What's an example of procrastinating, Mr. Massimo? Good. Is that what you're going to say, Ahmed? Okay. طفي هذا. All right. Avoid time wasters. There are people who, I'm sure all of you know, they've got لا شغل ولا عمل. They've got nothing else to do. Many times they've done their job, and because they've finished their job, they want to waste your job, your time. So they come to you and they spend 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours just wasting time doing absolutely nothing. All right, maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months, maybe once every 3 months. But there are some people who regularly do this at the cost of you wasting your valuable time doing absolutely nothing. That's also very, very wrong as well. Okay? These are things that are really important to do, which you, Everlast, read.
Set up a schedule, make a to-do list, prioritize, make a timeline.
Very good. Avoid interruptions. All at once. And most importantly, of course, focus on your values. That's why we started off by saying what Islam says. Our religion teaches us about nizam, about being organized, about having balance, about not having ifrat or tafriq. Nowhere does it say don't, for example, go fishing, but don't go fishing every night, Mawi. Not more كل ليلة أنت من الليل للصبح, from night until morning you're going fishing. Or don't go on Minecraft, ya Jojo, all day, every day. Right? And any other example that we can give, whatever ifrat or tafriq a person has, ifrat or tafriq, as we said, is one side of two extremes. That's why, if you organize yourself in such a way, right, you've got a lot of time to do a lot of things. How many ahadith do we have that speak about al-bakur, for example, which means, or someone who wakes up early, right? You're waking up early. The earlier you wake up, the more you will utilize the time of that day. The later you wake up, the more time it takes for you to kick in as far as your energy level is concerned. Read the biography of successful people, and the first thing that they will always say to you is, we start off our day at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. No one would say anything other than that, right? What does this hadith say here? Can anyone read that? Let me expand it. يب يبغض فارغ. أحسنت. Imam al-Kadhim salam Allahi alayhi, he says, Inna Allah jalla wa az yabghadu al-abdu al-nawam al-farigh. And that means yeah, hates, yeah.
Dislikes the believer whose sleep is empty.
Whose sleep is empty. Very good translation. Very good translation. Someone ring Guinness Book of Records, Khabru, حتى they come and make a muqabala with Ali. And Nawam. What's Nawam? Sleeper. What's Nawam mean? Someone else. What does Nawam mean? Excessive sleeper. كثير النوم. Nawam. كثير النوم, sleeping too much, and also فارغ. What's فارغ? What's فارغ? Empty. Useless. Yeah, but you can't say empty. يا أخي شنو empty? Empty.
يعني واحد يقول this guy's mind is empty, يعني his mind is useless.
Oh, thank you, Hussein. Thank you for the defending. Doesn't he bully you? Why are you defending him if he bullies you? No, but okay. So very quickly we'll read these 3 ahadith from Ahlul Bayt alayhim as-salam that are also lessons for us to learn as far as balance in life. Balance in life, whatever it may be, how much you spend with your money, have balance. What you do in your daily routine, have balance. How you conduct yourself in anything that you do, have balance. For example, humor is good. Inna Allah yuhibbul mu'min al-marih al-mazih. God loves a believer who is joyful, who is humorous, right? But at the same time, you shouldn't excessively joke. إياكم وكثرة المزاح فإنه يذهب بماء الوجه. Don't excessively joke, because then people are not going to take you serious. People are going to mock you. People are going to think you're a clown, right? So in anything that we do, in everything that we do, we need to always make sure that we weigh it out. We look at it and have that level of balance that we need. Too much work isn't good. Too much fun isn't good. Too much playing isn't good, etc., etc. Too much spending isn't good. And all of the other examples. قال رسول الله wait. To a man? To a man?
Yeah, he said to a man,
Giving him advice. Can you come closer, please? How to taqra? Said to a man giving him advice. So I don't know why I don't just do it myself, but go, carry on. اغتنم. غنم. Sheep, yeah. Yeah, 5 sheep. Yeah, good. Benefit from 5 things before 5 things happen. Stay here. Come closer. Come here. Come here. Come closer. Yeah, carry on. Okay, wait. Old age. Yeah. Sickness. Yeah. Poverty. Yeah. Very good. Yes. So seize the opportunity. Take advantage of these 5 things before those 5 things happen to you. Right? Next. So this was when Imam Ali salamullahi alayhi was on his deathbed. He had Imam Hassan and Imam Hussein alayhim salam, and this is what he said to them as his wasiyah, as his will. He said, I give you advice and all of my family, children and family, and anyone who hears this letter. Carry on. Affairs. Thank you so much. And organizing your affairs. Have number 1, taqwa Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and number 2, organize your affairs. Here nowadays we see usually there are certain people from certain religions, from certain groups, they've really organized. They're really organized. Ihna, us, you come here into the musalla, you've got 50 shoe shelves, and you've got 50 shoe shelves, full or empty? Empty. Where are the shoes? On the floor. Why? Bilga. Thank you. Something as simple as just being organized. The way you park your car, the way you saffat your shoes, the way you wear your clothes. Even today, while I was preparing this, there's a hadith from the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. If you're going out to receive a dhaif, then go out with well-presented clothes, looking nice, elegant, this, that. We have usually when we meet someone or when it's time to go to the masjid or the musalla, first thing that we smell is busal or thum because of the ghada, etc., etc. What about atar? What about tib? What about smelling nice? What about looking nice? All these things that we need to be observant of. And that's why I said in the beginning that we have a very big responsibility. We are proud to be Muslims and the followers of Ahlul Bayt, but it's a very big burden that we carry on our shoulders. When you're at school, when you're at work, wherever you are, you need to always have the highest standards. It's shameful if someone around you or your teacher says, oh, why is your writing so bad? Why does your bag stink? Why do you stink? Why aren't you on time? Why this? Why that? No, that's not how you need to be. You should always be the best of what it is that you need to do. This is a long hadith from Imam al-Kadhim alayhi salam. And basically, Imam al-Kadhim salamullahi alayhi is saying that you need to divide your time into 4 portions. One time, one portion, and I've got a YouTube tutorial on this. One portion is your relationship between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The time that you use for worshipping God. The second portion is for you to pursue dunya. Yani go after an income. Go after an income. Seeking livelihood. The third is interacting and socializing with your family members, with your brothers and sisters. Socializing is very, very important. We don't do much of that anymore, unfortunately, because we've got this device, this evil device that has kept us away from physical interaction between our fellow brothers and sisters, which is really, really bad. And the fourth is your halal entertainment. What do you want to do? You want to go fishing, you want to go scuba diving, you want to jump off a cliff, whatever you want to do, as long as it's halal. You want to game, go gaming, do gaming, as long as it's halal and it's entertainment and it's going to be fun for you, it's your hobby, whatever it may be, then you need to allocate time for that as well. Giving each one its due haqq also. That's what we can learn from having shunu, balance in our lives. Walhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa alihi tahirin.